You've spent months thinking about the same decision. Start or don't start, leave or stay, change the job or not. And you're stuck because you're trying to find an option that will not hurt. But no matter what decision you'll make, it's gonna cost you. You just need to find out what the price is. When we're at the crossroads, we think that one decision will solve it all, make it all better, make it easier. But that's not how it works. Let's go over this on Amy's example. She may be fictional, she may not be, but let's say Amy has a good job, a stable job. She's on top of every task. And on good days, Amy's happy. On bad days, she wants to smash her laptop into a wall or cry over it, or both. So what's the solution? Looking for a new job, right? Wrong. Looking for a new job has consequences. Adapting to a new place is hard. The transformation period is even harder. So what? Staying at the old place? But that's not easy either. Not wanting to open your laptop in the morning is not easy. Thinking about your job while on vacation is not easy. So how do you even choose? You choose by knowing what you're choosing. That fantasy that once you make a decision, it'll stop being difficult, is just wishful thinking. You're not choosing between two options. You're choosing between two prices. And you've been already paying one. No matter what you do, there's a good chance you'll end up in pain. It's just some pain is worth much more than the other. Because every day without the decision is a decision. I'm sure you've heard that. You're not ready for a change yet? Well, okay, but then you've already decided to stay where you are. You're choosing it every single day. It's not, I'm weighing my options, period. It's not, I need more time to decide. You've already decided to invest more of your time, to invest more of your energy into the thing that you chose not to choose. Let's go back to Amy's example for a second. Every time she completes a task, it moves her company, the company she works for, a little bit further. It earns a little bit more money. Every new project, every yes she says. It's her choice to stay and keep doing that, to invest more of her time and energy into her choice. And what does that teach? We learn by doing. So what does the choice to do nothing teach us? That it's something to repeat in the future. Every time there's a decision to make, it's going to be a little bit harder to make it. And it's not even about the job. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter if you stay in the same place for another day or two, or another month. But what if you end up in a car accident and you have to act then and there? What if that minute you couldn't decide is going to cost you? Because it can. But we choose to teach our minds to take their sweet time. And obviously it's not about the accident either. But there are life situations when you have to act now. When you have to know now. When you have to trust your gut now. And what happens when you teach your mind not to trust your gut? Yes, there are some situations when it does not make that much of a difference. But what if you're standing in front of a huge life decision? If you should move, if you should get married, if you should accept that offer. These are life-changing decisions. Years of your life are at stake, if not your whole life. Can you afford to doubt yourself then? What's it gonna cost you if you choose wrong? You think you're trying to make the right decision. But what if you're trying to avoid making the wrong one? And these are two completely different things. What would that look like in Amy's case? Amy's life is stable, so she's scared to make a wrong choice. She's invested years, energy, time into who she is now. And she's hoping it'll get better because there are good days. And what's probably most important, she knows what to expect. So she's scared of making the wrong choice by leaving. Maybe she shouldn't leave at all. On the other hand, there are also bad days. And the Netflix marathon while watching reels on Instagram doesn't really help anymore. Maybe leaving would be good. Maybe somewhere else she'd have better reality. But in each case, she's operating from fear. She's afraid to make the wrong choice. So what would trying to make the right choice look like? Well, she would have an honest conversation with herself. She would sit down to figure out what works, what doesn't work, what the facts are, what the emotions are, how bad it actually is, how bad it can get, each case, what the risks are, what the opportunities are. Making the right decision means asking ourselves, what are you still pretending not to know? You don't know what to do, but you know what you've been avoiding. You know what conversations you don't want to have, and that's already a lot. Obviously, we can't predict the future. When choosing between the unknown and known, the latter has a lot more uncertainty in it. And that's one of the reasons why it's harder to choose. We don't know what to expect. But think about it. How did you find out what your current life looks like? You made a bunch of choices and you ended up living it. That's how you know. The unknown becomes known, becomes certain after making the decision, not before. But whatever decision you'll make, by deciding or by avoiding to decide, there's always a price. You just have to figure out which one you are willing to pay.